Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first anticipated, very long, well-anticipated show. My show, What's the Word? I told everybody I was going to give you guys a grand tour of where I was from, and basically, let my viewers get a well integrated part of, well, not integrated, but a well sentimental value of where I'm from. But before I do that, I just, check my YouTube. And shout out to all my viewers. And I just wanted to kind of basically touch bases with a couple of questions that a lot of people were asking me about What's the Word and about the tour. So before I get into the tour, I'm going to actually just state a couple of questions for you guys. So just to answer, see, I give back to my fans. That's what a lot of people don't do. They don't give back to their fans. So the first question is from Monica, Brooklyn, New York. She wanted to know, what is the basic idea of my show, What's the Word, and how is it different from other shows? Well, Monica, my show, What's the Word, basically addresses and states, me being an urban male and me touching and importing my ideas of fashion, style, music, entertainment, and things of that value. I feel like a lot of shows, well, not a lot of shows, but a lot of people in the industry don't have that. And a lot of people just don't differentiate the up and coming. And I think that's what my show basically touches. And it's, what's the word? Like, everybody always want to know what's the latest on anything that's hot. You know what I mean? So that's basically the formal idea of the show. So hats off to Monica in Brooklyn, New York. That was a very, very good question. This next question comes from Allison, and hats off to my overseas fans. And it's just amazing because I didn't even put out a first show yet. You know what I mean? And it's just like the trailer and the responses I've been getting from my trailer, and people overseas are like hitting me up, asking me about Marcy and where I'm from and stuff like that. So hats off to Allison in London. And her question was, you chose to display your first show, as a documentary, because I was telling people online I was going to do like a little documentary, and she wanted to know why. I basically wanted my fans to get a better version of me, and just like I said a little earlier, for those of you guys who missed it, you can't be a host if you don't deliver yourself a little bit to your fans, and that's just being celebrity-wise or whatever type of mentality that you're in. You can't give someone advice or try to guide someone if they don't know a little bit about yourself, because it's like, how are you going to guide me and you don't even know, you know what I mean? So I wanted to give my fans a little insider of where I was from and where I grew up and the boundaries of that nature. So that's where I was going with that, Allison. So now you know, because I know you've been asking me, so I just wanted to make sure I jot that question down. The next one was from Dominique, I think, or whatever, Brooklyn, New York. And she said, as we sit and watch the future of your shows, how has, life for you and Marcy changed over the years? And life for me has changed because Marcy is just different. Like, it's not as it used to be. As you can see, like later on in the tour, like it changed dramatically as far as the designing and, people who live there. It just kind of, died down a little bit. It's just not the same. And if you ever been there, or if you like friends with me or associates with me, you know what I mean. It's just really not the same. So shouts out to Dominique from Brooklyn, New York. Sharon, Brooklyn, New York wants to know again, how was life growing up for me and Marcy? Life for me and Marcy was just kind of hard a little bit. I'm fortunate to say though, when you see a lot of celebrities and you see a lot of industry people and they give backgrounds of where they're from, they have like all these sad stories about the struggle and stuff like that. Everybody kind of have pretty much the same lane. I don't come from that lane, you know what I mean? I had a very, very well childhood and growing up, and I was fortunate to have things that other people didn't have. So life for me on that note was good, but as far as like growing up, it was a struggle. But I mean, it's it's Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? You go through struggles, it's Brooklyn, you know what I mean? And some people get over the struggles, some people don't, you know what I'm saying? They be stuck at a real hard standstill. But it was kind of, I'm looking for the word, it was just kind of Brooklyn about the situation. So shout out to Sharon from Brooklyn. Diane from Brooklyn, New York wants to know, growing up in Marcy, what would you say was the best thing I've learned from living there? I think the best thing I learned from living in Marcy would be to do you. You know what I mean? Like, it's you know, I just feel like a lot of people feel like when they're from somewhere, they just be stuck and just at, you know, the same playing field. If you always do the same things and you're not failing, you're not succeeding. You know what I mean? So doing me, like, this is part one, you know, doing me. Working in, you know, the industry as, you know, being a fashion and style, you know, expert at a magazine company, that's doing you. You know what I mean? So it's just do you. Don't just stick to the same old things, everyday things. It's not beneficial to you. It is not beneficial to your future. So hats off to you. Ashley from Harlem, New York wants to know, what is my biggest fear as I approach the industry? I think my biggest fear is having success and no one to share it with. I think that's the reason why a lot of these celebrities are just like dropping like bomb flies, because it's like, if you have all this money and this success and you have no family or friends to share it with, what's the point? Like, I just feel like, what's the point? So hats off to Ashley in New York, Harlem, New York. Shouts out to Harlem too. Brenda from Brooklyn, New York wants to know, if I could choose 5 people to be on my show and interview, who would they be and why? When I first saw this question, it was kind of like, I didn't know where to start, but I do have my 5, Brenda, so don't worry about it. The first candidate on my list would be, of course, the fabulous Kimora Lee Simmons. I love Kimora. Everything she stands for, empowerment, integrity, tenacity, I love her. The second one, of course, would have to be Little Kim, just the creator of the word. Hats off to Kim. I love her. The third one would have to be Diddy. I feel like a lot of people don't like Diddy, but I like his business mentality, you know what I mean? And I feel like he is a very, very successful person in the industry that you can learn from and, you know, get a lot of things from. The fourth person would have to be Russell Simmons. I feel like being an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, he is just like dope to me, you know what I mean? And the fifth person I would have to say would have to be Naomi Campbell. I love Naomi Campbell. Hats off to Naomi Campbell. I don't care what they say about that lady. I love her, and that's that. So that's my top 5 people that I would have on my show. So the last question is from my viewer, Ashley, from the Bronx, New York, I'm assuming, because it said, you know, BX. She asked me, where do I see myself going with What's the Word, and where do I think it will lead me? And to be honest with you, I don't know. I can't really say right now because I'm still in the process of doing, you know, still in the process. So I don't know where is going to lead me. Hopefully lead me to something like outstanding, you know what I mean? But I do feel like I do a lot of things. I'm a multitasker, so I don't know where I'm going to end up as a person. You know, I do styling, I do, you know, what is I do? I do see me kind of like getting into like the PR mode also, but you know, you really don't know. You just have to stay tuned and, you know, just come along the ride with me and see where it, you know, basically have me ends up. Basically, I just want to, that was like the last question she wanted to know. And I feel like that was a good question. That was a really good question because, you know, sometimes I don't even know. You know, I just have to go with the flow. You can't always live for tomorrow. You have to live for today. So shouts out to you for that. That was basically I had a lot more questions in my inbox, but I chose the ones that I wanted to do. And I basically wanted to give you guys a tour on where I'm from. So the tour of Marcy, you know, Brooklyn, New York, is where I grew up from. And, you know, you guys just take this ride with me. And here it is. I'm about to give y'all a grand tour of where I grew up and where I'm from, which is Marcy Projects, the home of Jay-Z, the most greatest male rapper of all time. As you can see right behind me, we out here in Marcy houses. So stay tuned. And I'm about to show y'all where I grew up at, Sitmo threw up at. What's the word? So I'm out here in the heart of Brooklyn, Marcy Projects. Right behind me is the big park where everything goes down, from basketball tournaments to drinking outside to cookouts, everything. You see the boys playing basketball right behind me. If you want to ever get to Marcy, the G-Train, Murder and Willoughby, infamous, you can't miss it. A couple of years ago, I know Free and AJ came out here. They had like a big basketball tournament out for the boys in this basketball court. The big park is just, you know, it just symbolizes what Marcy is about, the big park. I guess every place has something that really symbolizes what the project is really about, and ours is the big park. Everybody comes to the big park, little kids, everybody. So if you ever want to come out, see the big park, the G-Train, the slowest train in MTA, but it's the G-Train. That G-Train is going to get you there. If you take a look behind me to your right, this Vanguard Youth Center is where Jay-Z and Beyonce come every year towards Christmas, give out toys. Lines be this long all the way down. I actually met Beyonce in this very, very spot right here. She had a Christmas hat on, no makeup. She was beautiful. I loved it. Vanguard Youth Center every year. So if you come out and Christmas time, you want to see Jay, you want to see Beyonce, maybe even Baby Blue, what's her name, Ivy Carter? Come, they'll be right here. Now that I showed you where the community center was, where Jay and Beyonce be, I want to give y'all the grand tour inside of Marcy and show y'all the ins and outs and the ropes of Marcy Projects. Here along this side of the projects is the Park Avenue side where I grew up at. My grandmother building is on this way, 585. This way is a whole bunch of my cousins and them family on this side. But like every year, like we do like a good Marcy Family Day, and it actually like blocks off like the whole entire street that we was just at over here, and it gives everybody a chance to like come back and barbecue and stuff like that. But on this long strip, I'm going to actually show y'all the exact building where Jay-Z is from. You can see they try to do like their little garden and stuff over here. They actually remodel Marcy a lot because back in the days, like we didn't have all this. Like we didn't have like the red benches and the gardens and all that. Like all that was gone. So we had like a lot of space. So as they remodeled like the whole projects, like they changed everything. So if I show y'all a video back in the day, y'all gonna be like, whoa, that's like really, really big transformation or whatever. But along the strip, see, you got like the garbage outside. Normal, typical projects. Got the garbage outside. Through this lane over here is actually where I'm about to show y'all where Jay-Z actually is from. On this side, if you take a look on my right-hand side, that building straight there is where Memphis Bleek, the rapper, is from. His mom and them used to live on the 5th floor. Going along, this path here down towards like Nostrand Avenue is where Jay is actually from. It's kind of quiet out here. It's not really nobody out here. I thought it was gonna be like a lot of people out, but I'm glad it's not because people probably want camera time and I don't have time for that. Standing right behind me is, as you all know, the building that Jay-Z is from, the best rapper alive, 534, what is this, Park? 534 Flushing. I'm not gonna really take you upstairs to like the floor and the door and all that, but I just want everybody to get a glimpse of where Jay-Z is from, what building he is, and he's always screaming Marcy, Marcy, Marcy on every record or infomercial. So I wanted to give all y'all overseas, because y'all been asking for it in my inbox on YouTube. So I wanted to give y'all the first-hand glimpse of the building where Jay-Z is from, the area where he is from. I just gave you just a brief little tour of Marcy, where I'm from, where Jay-Z's from, where Memphis Bleek is from. I want to thank everybody for just tuning into the first exclusive show of What's the Word. I have more to come. I do want to give a shout out to the main one who made this possible, who allowed me to like use the name, my girl, Little Kim, of course, who was like the creator of like the What's the Word. I do also want to give a shout out to my fans, my family, my viewers from overseas who have been inboxing me nonstop about Marcy, about the project. I wanted to give my fans a little bit something different and to get like a little glimpse of me personally and where I come from, and just to know like, you know, anything's possible. Do what you want to do. Go for your dreams, because I'm going for mine. And if anybody ever want to come to Marcy, it's not as bad as everybody's seen. It changed like dramatically over the years, as you can see. And stay tuned for more What's the Word, because I'll be bringing you more live exclusives with mainstream celebrities, a lot of up-and-coming designers and music entertainers. So it should be dope. So I'm excited, and I hope you are too.